gotten from the design stage, okay, because these parameters are used during the design. So any of these strengths that you adopted during the design, it means that the outcome of that design is what you have to translate in your detailing. Now implementing it at site, you must not neglect the strength of concrete that was used to design these various structural elements. This is also an important aspect in the interpretation of structural drawing. You must look for the strength of concrete that is provided, or that these various structural elements are designed for. You adopt that sense. So that is why you see most times structures fail, even during construction, because the strength of concrete has been compromised. For example, if a certain grade of concrete was used to design the various structural elements, and at site, that is during construction, you see that they adopted a far lesser, strength of concrete, you see that definitely there will be problem, because the outcome of your detail is a product of an analysis and also a design. A design load was imposed, like a kind of a prototype. You impose a certain load on it, and now analyze and design that element based on that imposed load. So it's expected that load, anything below the provision for that load, will definitely have a problem, for that structure. So we must understand that aspect. Then also the type of steel we must look out for in our structural detail, because it's always specified there. We have, in some cases, for our high heel steel, we can use Y, we can use H, okay, we can use H in some cases, all right. We can also use T. Now either of these is based on your location, okay. Various countries adopt either Y, H, T, but any of these you adopt still talks about high heel steel. So any drawing you see that has Y is the same thing as H, is also the same thing as T. They all mean high heel steel. So you take note of that. But when you see R, R means mine steel. Okay, when you see R in any structural detail drawing, that R stands for mine steel. Then, having known the tensile strength of steel, which is the type of steel, the next we are expected to we should have in mind is the diameter. Okay, diameter of rebar. Diameter of rebar. Now the diameter of rebar is also another factor that you must have in mind. You don't use a lesser diameter. You must always use the diameter that is provided, in that drawing. You must use that, because the diameter is a product of our design, because we consider the diameter during the design. Okay, so the output of that design, it means that the diameter of that bar must be used, because anything less than that, in some cases, might undermine the structure. All right, and I want you to understand that when we design our structure, we design it to be